नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. Om. Continuing with the text where we have left off, talking about, just to catch up, Narada approaches Brahmaji. And why does he approach Brahmaji? He approaches Brahmaji to find out how to cross Kali Yuga and how to not come under the influence. And he does it for all of us, for everybody, for humanity at large. And so this is the Upanishad which details Brahmaji's instructions of how to do this. So he says, Sarvashruti rahasyam gopyam tachrinu yena kali samsaram tarishyasi. We saw what kali samsara was. Samsara with a twist. In Kali Yuga, samsara on overdrive. This is what it is. So this is Kali samsara, and this is what we saw. And then it is hidden. We also saw that. Why is it hidden? It is hidden because of, for want of preparation, it is hidden. It is hidden because even though it's right there, people don't see it. It is hidden because of self-ignorance, so many reasons. And finally, it is hidden because even though it is given, it is not understood. Because Atma Ajnanam, self-ignorance, makes one have selective hearing. You only hear things that you want to hear. For example, people are interested in so many things in the world, and so that all they will hear. When they hear something about that, when something is being broadcast, there is a sale in this particular shop, in this particular mall. That will come. That will be very nicely advertised. There is a talk on how to cross Kali Yuga. That is a little difficult to attend. So like this, everybody has selective hearing based on what their pursuits are, and that's why it is Gopya. Gopya means it is extremely difficult to unearth. It is hidden. Tachrino, please listen to this. And what is it that we need to listen to is given in the next sentence, the last sentence of the first mantra. Bhagavatah Adipurushasya Narayanasya Namochara Matrena Nirdhuta Kalir Bhavati iti. So the only hope in Kali Yuga, not to cross Kali Yuga, but to gain the preparations by which self-knowledge one crosses Kali Yuga. That is what the problem is here. Because there is an obfuscation. One thinks that one can cross Kali Yuga by the means given here. That is not possible, because the truth is, even now, even as the person is complaining of samsaritis, Kali Yugaitis, the truth of the person is free of samsara, free of Kali Yuga. When? Now itself. The person is free of Kali Yuga. So therefore, it's not something to do. Freedom is not not resting in action. Because if you are really bound, you can go get free. You can find some wire cutters and then cut off the shackles. You can bend the bars of the cage, walk away free. But the freedom here is a notion, because the bondage is a notion. And that I'm not free is a notion. And that notion has to be cognitively dismissed. It has to be dismissed through Atma Jnanam, through the Upanishad, with the help of a teacher, coming and unfolding this very fact that you are the whole, and that you don't have anything to gain, anything to lose. You are free, you are one with everything. That oneness is a cognitive pursuit. But in Kali Yuga, some people say, as I said, mentioned in the oft quoted verse yesterday, in Kali Yuga, what happens is that the Kali is sitting in the head. Kali, the demon, the demonesque being in the form of Tamas and Atma Ajnanam, is sitting in the head. And if Kali is sitting in the head, what is possible? Nothing is possible, so it would seem. So a lot more preparation is needed to clarify the heart, to clarify one's pursuit, and to be present, to simply be present. Kali causes loss of focus. If you find your mind straying, you can blame it on Kali. If you find your mind going to other thoughts, you can blame it on Kali. If you find your heart all twisted up with old grudges and resentments, again, it is a manifestation of Kali. Oh, but you said, I am free from Kali. Yes, essentially you are free from Kali. You meaning not the body, not the mind, not the senses. You, the truth of all three of them, that which does not come under the spell of Kali Yuga, that has to be understood. But since the receptacle, meaning the mind, where the knowledge takes place, is affected, by ragadvesha, the mind is affected by distraction, asamadhana, and it has no focus. And since the mind is full of raga and dvesha, full of resentments and fears, that mind has to be cleansed. That mind has to be that mind has to be calmed down. And the way that is given here to cross Kali Yuga is a method for calming the mind, which will bring into focus the teachings of the Upanishads, Tattvamasi, and other Mahavakyas that unfold the nature of oneself as free from papa punya, as free from all kinds of afflictions, as Ishvara itself. And so this mantra that is going to be given here is a preparation. It's a very effective preparation, and we'll see the reasons why. So Bhagavataha, of Bhagavan, Adi Purushasya. Adi Purushasya means the first person. First person. I thought I in grammar is the first person. I am the first person. Yes, that's why the it is in keeping with the teachings. Yes, the grammar is also in keeping with the teachings. You are the first person. You are none other than Narayana. In fact, the word Narayana means the goal of the human being. Narasya ayanam. And so the first person means the first one to incarnate through his own Shakti. Through his own Shakti. And the Shakti here, the name of the Shakti is Vishnu Maya. The Maya that is belonging to Vishnu. Vishnu Maya, along with the help of this Vishnu Maya, the one that incarnated before what? Before this Jagat came into being. That's why Adi. Adi means in the beginning, before. So before the Jagat came into being, the one who was there in the form of Satchidananda, in the form of Adi Purusha, Narayana. Nariyate iti naraha. Nara means the word nara, which means human being, grammatically means the one who never comes to an end. Very interesting. So the one who never comes to an end, the goal of that person is Narayana, who also has no beginning, no end. So I am one with Narayana. So the goal of the human being means, just like the ocean is the goal of every river. So the river has so many undulations. It goes up, it comes down, and if there is a mountain, it has to go around. And if there is a dam, it has to find its way. Eventually, even despite all odds, it finds its way to its destiny. Similarly, that is where the human being is also headed, and going through lots of ups and downs. And but see, there is a difference between the river and the human being. The river does not have a human mind. It is going along with the laws of the Lord. And the human being has free will. And the human being can go like this and say, I'm not going, I'm not going to greet my destiny. What are you going to do? And who are you to tell me what my destiny is? I'm going to make my own destiny. And then the person lands in a ditch, a little ditch of puddle water instead of the grand ocean. And so this is the problem. The problem is, yes, why can't I be like the river? You said the river eventually, through all ups and downs, through all difficulties and challenges, reaches the ocean. Why can't I, why can't I reach that oneness with Bhagavan cognitively? Why can't I understand I'm one with Bhagavan? Because you are there, you meaning the ahankara, you meaning the strong raga dveshas, you meaning resistance, blocks. So all those blocks have to go until one can give over to this, to the reason why one was incarnated as a human being. Otherwise, those blocks will very effectively stop one in their tracks and fill the mind with nonsense. Like I am an individual. That is the first nonsense. I'm cut off from everybody else. And I want to chart my own destiny. And it should be different from everyone else. And so what can you do to be different from everybody else? I can, color my hair green. And that is what I can do. That's all you can do. What else can you do? So color the hair green and confuse people whether the trees have started to walk in Kali Yuga or not. This is this is what it is. So why are you talking about green hair? Because I forgot to mention a small trivia when we were talking about the demon Kali. Half of his head is green. Okay, this I'm not making it up. Satyamidam. This is there in the Puranas. His half of his hair has turned green. Perhaps green with envy. I don't know. So this whole idea to first want to stand out, let me out. I want to separate. I want to be the best. I want to be better than you. I want to chart my own journey. And then what? Then I'm now suddenly lonely, exhausted, alienated. Let me back in. And Lakshmi must be telling Lord Vishnu, Goddess Lakshmi, how do you how do you tolerate them? Why do you tolerate them? And Vishnu says, well, you can't take these human beings too seriously. This is how they are. This is a little snippet of the conversation leaked on a hot mic in Vaikuntha. Okay, so this is how they are. And so, so this very stubborn mind, this stubborn ahankara, the blocks and the resistances can only go with having an immersion into the names of that which is limitless, because that is how it works. So in the tradition, we have Ashtottara, 108 names. We have Sahasranama, 1001 names. We have also Laksharchana, 100,000 names. We have all this. And for what reason we have all this? We have all this because when you are saying Namaha, 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 Namaha means salutations, surrender, surrender, and you say Sarvagata Om, Sarvagata Yanamaha, Namaha, Namaste to the all pervasive one. Sarvajnaya Namaha. Namaha to the all knowing one, the omniscient one. And then Sarvashaktimate Namaha. Namaha to the one that is endowed with all kinds of Shakti. Rishivandyaya Namaha. Namaha to the one that is even lauded by all the sages. Like this, we have these very interesting names. very interesting and deliberate names in the Ashtottara, in the 108 names, in the 1008 names. These kinds of things will come. Namaha to the all-pervasive, all-knowing, omniscient, and Balavate. Namaha to the one that is all strength. The question now comes, who is the one invoking Narayana or any name of the Lord, the Lord invoked in any form? Who is the one who is invoking this Narayana? The one who feels helpless. The one who feels helpless says to the Lord, Anishwaraya Namaha. Ishwaraya Namaha, I can understand, but what is this Anishwaraya Namaha? Anishwara means, it doesn't mean not Ishwara. Ishvaraha na vidyate yasya, for whom there is no Ishvara, meaning they are at the top. There is no other person to overlord them, for whom there is no overlord. Unto that Shakti, unto that Bhagavan, Namaha. Who is the one that is saying? The one who is overloaded by everything and every situation in the universe. That is the one invoking. Who is the one saying all this? The one that is helpless. Who is the one who is saying to the omniscient one, my surrender, my salutations? The one who doesn't even know how to spell omniscient. Does the I come before E? Always after C? This is the one. Totally helpless. The one who is all pervasive. Unto that Namaha. Who is saying this? The one who can barely pervade their own body, mind, sense complex. The one who feels finite, limited, and who is chafing against these limitations. So when you say this, when the helpless one says unto the one who needs no help, Namaha, then what happens? Then that one who doesn't need help is invoked. From the finite one, to the one who does not, who is infinite, Namaha. Then that means what? The infinite pervades, the omniscient pervades. In the recitation of these names, the infinite pervades, the omniscient pervades, and the all-knowing one pervades. Of course, the all-pervasive one pervades. Pervades over what? Over the small knowing one, over the one who thinks of oneself as helpless, over the one who thinks of oneself as finite, over the one who is alpagya. Alpagya, small knowing. The alpagya, surrenders, prostrates in front of the Sarvagya. On the altar, that is Sarvagya. And Sarvagya means all-knowing. Does all-knowing, here is my question for you, does all-knowing include small knowledge? Yes. Does it include ajnanam? Yes. Because all-knowing includes ajnanam. How can it not? And so therefore what? Therefore, your ignorance is subsumed when you say into that all-knowing one, when you say all-knowingaya namaha, unto the one that is all-knowing, namaha. Sarvajnaya namaha. And the one with small Shakti, not even enough Shakti to go from here to take a little walk or a hike without taking rest in between. That small Shakti person is invoking all Shakti and says Namaha, surrender. So when small Shakti surrenders to all Shakti, all there is left is Shakti. You are no longer there. You, as an entity with all these finite notions about yourself, have immersed yourself into that altar which is limitless, which is infinite, which is all-knowing, which is omniscient, which is all-pervasive. So, what is the lesson from this? The lesson from this is very simple. Wonderful things happen when you are not there. That is the message. So when you do this deliberate self-erasure, a deliberate and selective. A self-erasure doesn't mean erasure of the self. Self-erasure means ahankara erasure. The erasure of that which you think is the self. Small, knowing, nonsensical, idiot, sad, unto the one who is free of sadness, namaha. So that includes your small sadness. And unto the infinite namaha, that includes everything, even a slightest whiff of finitude that you think you are. So when you are not there, wonderful things happen. There is a sense of immersion when the ahankara bends. When the ahankara bends and does sashtanga namaskara, plank pose, and then the namaskara pose. But then what? Then there is nothing of the person left. Oh, but isn't that a scary and a sad thing? Not at all. It is not a scary thing. It is not a sad thing, primarily because the things that are gone, the things that are no longer there, are the things that you want to get rid of anyway. I don't want to be sad. Okay, this is the altar of non-sadness. Put that, put that there. And so put that there. And then this is the altar of this is the altar of non interference. And then who is the one who is surrendering at this altar? The one who has a finger in many pies and who wants to control everything, who wants to interfere in everything. And then the altar is that which is free of sorrow. And who is the one laying down before the altar? The one that is washing the altar with their tears. That is the one that is laying down. And so all this disappears, because that is the reality of Narayana. That is the reality of you, the Nara. It is one and the same. So what are you saying? Where did my sorrow go? It was not even there to go. It never came to go. It was as though there, and it was as though dismissed by subsuming into that infinite, by becoming one and immersing into that placid pool, which is Bhagavan. All the disturbances gone, everything gone. And that is why the Sahasranama, the Ashtottara are extremely powerful, because it is in a way a Vedanta in action, so to speak, where you actually see the limitations just disappearing. And this interruption is extremely important to cut the mundane day of reproducing all kinds of useless things all the time. This kind of a welcome interruption, which you do every day during puja, during archana, you do this every day. Then what happens is that this becomes more of a reality than that tattered ahankara trying to patch itself up and ends up looking like a clown. That one is its spoof is called. It is dismissed. And so this kind of a preparation is extremely effective for the one seeking this knowledge, for the one wanting to cross Kali Yuga. But then in Kali Yuga, you try to make a person sit down and chant 1,008 names. They will not do it. Even 108 names is suspect. Most people will not do it. So therefore, this grand arrangement, which is given to us as a blessing of the sages, where I can use this to dip and immerse into the infinite, so to speak, by suspending my own finitude. This method is replicated in a simpler and equally effective way. This we have this even at the end of the Vishnu Sahasranama. The Vishnu Sahasranama has been taught, and then Parvati asks Lord Shiva. There is a question. So How, supposing somebody is busy, or supposing somebody doesn't want to do this or cannot do this, is incapable of chanting the 1008 names, what do we do? And the Lord says, oh, here is a small mantra. It comes at the end. It is, it is the Rama. Just keep saying Rama, Ram. Shri Rama, Rama, Rameti. Rame, Rame, Manorame. I revel in Rama, which is which causes revelry to all minds. Shri Rama, Rama, Rameti. Rame, Rame, Manorame. Sahasranama Tattulyam. Rama Nama Varanane. Varanane means, oh beautiful faced one, oh beautiful resplendent goddess Parvati. And what is the upaya? What is the solution to the people who are in tamas and people who cannot chant and they feel like they don't have the time? They don't want to take the time. Just chant this mantra. Shri Rama 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 iti, in this manner. And then it is Sahasranama Tattulyam. It is as effective as chanting the 1008 names. It's nice to have, we all want shortcuts. In Kali Yuga is famous for shortcuts. The ends justify the means in Kali Yuga. And so everybody is looking for a quick break, a shortcut. And Bhagavan obliges. Bhagavan obliges because at least let people get prepared this way. And so this is the spirit in which this mantra that is going to come is to be taken. And so let us go back to the text here. So Bhagavataha Adipurushasya Narayanasya Nama Uchcharana Matrena. Nama Uchcharana. Uchcharana means the enunciation. The enunciation of the name of the Lord. Matrena. Only by that. Nirdhuta Kalihi Bhavati. Dhuta. Nirdhuta. Dhuta means cleansed. From dhu, fifth conjugation, to shake off. So you want to shake off Kali Yuga, then chant the name of the Lord. Because, see, there are two Kali Yugas. Ayyo, I thought even one Kali Yuga is difficult to cross. Now, on the second last talk, now you are introducing two Kali Yugas. Where are we to go? And how are we to cross two Kali Yuga? No, as though two. One outside and one inside. And so this mantra, see, because the thing is, one is already free from Kali Yuga. And so since one is free from Kali Yuga, but still the mind says differently, the ahankara feels differently. And the ahankara is affected, the buddhi is affected, the mind is affected, everything is affected. So therefore what? So therefore this is what one has to do. One has to shake off this inner Kali Yuga. Kali means strife, conflict, fear, sorrow, all these things. Shake that off inwardly, for which the teaching of the Mahavakya is needed. Upanishad is needed. And this Upanishad, as I said, is a bridge between the first and the second portions of the Veda, between Veda and Vedanta. And so it is a bridge primarily because it gives a certain preparation. It prepares the heart to receive the knowledge. In Vedanta, 9/10 is preparation, 1/10 is the knowledge. And so therefore, this is Nirdhuta Kalir Bhavati. So first shake off the internal Kali, the conflict, etc. Then the external Kali will not bother you at all. It's just seen as an expression of time, which is an expression of Bhagavan. And then, so Narada now is very intrigued. And then he says, Naradaha punaf papracha. Again he asked. What did he ask? Tannama kimiti. What are those names? Sahovacha Hiranyagarbha. Then the Lord Brahmaji in the form of Hiranyagarbha, meaning the first one that was incarnated, said. What did he say? This beautiful, it is called that's why this mantra is called Taraka mantra, the one that helps you cross. We were always wondering, when I was small, and this mantra I heard, and I heard it being called Taraka mantra. I said, what is it going to cross? As children, we didn't know this, but now we know it helps you cross the internal conflict, strife, etc. It helps you prepare the mind to receive the knowledge. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. This is chanted in the pujas which you do just before in the daily chants. It is very much included. You do this twice a day, and this is just wonderful. But this is a very, very evolved mantra for two reasons. The first reason is this. This is one of the two mantras that which the sages believed one did not need initiation from a guru to receive. Because Bhagavan himself as the guru, herself as the guru has given, and so therefore you don't need to go to a guru to receive this mantra. And another mantra which you don't need to go to a guru and to receive is Om Namah Shivaya. That also you don't need to go to a guru to receive. This also you don't need to go to a guru to receive, because it has already been given by the Lord to humanity at large. That is one of the reasons why it is a very, very special mantra. The second reason why it's a very, highly exalted and sophisticated mantra is that it is, you will see that there is no word namaha in it. Every other mantra has namaha. Om Namah Shivaya, that namaha is there. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, namaha is there. Om Dum Durgayai Namaha, that namaha is there. Namaha is there in all the mantras. Om Ganganapataye Namaha. Namaha means I surrender. Please, do this. Please help me because I am the one who is surrendering. Here there is no surrender. Oh, what kind of a mantra is this? Here there is no surrender. Here there is, in fact, the surrender is replaced by an order. Order as in a command. Nay, even a demand. Who are you to demand something from Bhagavan? And when do you demand something? When do you command something? When do you demand something? When there is a lot of closeness. To a stranger, when you go to, when you're just with somebody you barely know, you will say things, first time you're meeting them, a business meeting, lunch meeting. So you will not, you will say very respectfully, please pass me the salt. Please pass me the glass of water. But you are at home with your loved ones. You say, hey, give me that water. This is the Atmiyata. That is why this mantra is so special. Because Bhagavan here is not just the loved one, is the beloved. Because that Bhagavan is nothing but you. So that Bhagavan is so beloved to you that you can just order Bhagavan around. Like ordering, when you go to some kind of a restaurant, you just place your order. This is what I want. And then you just demand. You say, okay, give me this. This is something fascinating. Only in the Hindu Dharma you can do this. In other traditions, perhaps it is blasphemy to order the Lord around. But here you can order Bhagavan around. Why? Because Bhagavan is waiting for this order. He's waiting. When will this jaded, faded jiva, when will this jiva give me these marching orders? What are the marching orders? To send a cleaning crew into the Antahkarana and sweep away the cobwebs of all kinds of unnecessary emotions, desires, fears. Raga, Dvesha, wants, don't wants, all these things. Bhagavan is ready with a big cleaning retinue and some Salvation Army trucks, because all kinds of rubbish is hoarded in the Antakarana that needs to be taken away, hauled away. That is why this order is a welcome order from the standpoint of Bhagavan, because you are finally grabbing your destiny. You're catching hold of your destiny, which is Atmajnanam, which is self-knowledge. You're grabbing hold of your destiny. You're catching hold of it with full fervor, and it is an order. Here there is no namaha, no supplication. Here it's an order. Why is it an order? Because the word Hare comes. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. 4 times, 8 times. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare, from R, to take away. Hare is the one who takes away. Harihi, Hare. So you're giving an order. Take away. Oh, the one who takes away. Hare. Hare Rama, you're calling out. You're calling out the one who takes away. Takes away what? All these useless notions of finitude, notions of bondage, notions of fear, notions of tears. Take away my tears, take away my fears, take away everything that doesn't belong. And you don't tell Bhagavan his job, because Bhagavan knows his job. You don't have to say, okay, take away this, but don't take away that. Bhagavan knows what to take away. And so you just trust and say, Hare Rama, take away. Oh Rama, you're calling. It's not really a mantra in the traditional sense of the mantra, but it is the mantra of mantras, because you're calling out. First, from a place of desperation, which is a very effective calling out, like a small baby animal that cries for its mother, or a child that cries for its mother, helpless totally. And I have always, been in awe about how the smallest of animals have the largest of voices, including the human baby. It'll be so tiny, but it'll have the screams of several decibels. Why? Because it is Bhagavan's way of making sure that these tiny, helpless animals get what they need. The human baby also gets what it needs, even if the parents are in another room, another far away. Even if the mother animal is grazing a little far away, she will hear the bleating, she will hear the cry. It's an arrangement. Here also the cry is similar. First, it ensues from a place of desperation. It just comes from a place of, oh no, oh, I can't handle it. Just come. The one who takes away, the taker away, who you are, come. Come Rama, come Krishna, take everything away. You I invoke as the one who takes away. And in that, in that desperation, there is the order is such that when that desperate call comes, Bhagavan answers. Think of Gajendra Moksha. The elephant trumpeted so much, caught by the crocodile. And Lord Vishnu left even his upper cloth, he left behind. He left his Shankha Chakra and his Sudarshana Chakra also he left behind. And he just went like that to aid this elephant that was calling out to him, trumpeting his name. And then Goddess Lakshmi had to courier the chakra later on, so that he would have it when he needed it. Okay, and this call of desperation from a sincere heart. This is why the mantra is so exalted, because just like you call your father or mother or some loved, a beloved, just like you call that, not just in the hope, but with the certainty that they will come. Here also that certainty is there. And the certainty is built into the mantra to override the distrust which is sitting in the form of Kali, the demon Kali. That distrust is overridden by the ucharana of this mantra itself. When you say Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, in that sincerity and trust is built into the mantra, out of the kindness of Bhagavan, out of the compassion of Bhagavan. So you don't have to sit here and manufacture some kind of a trust, Shraddha. You don't have to manufacture, because the Shraddha is built into this mantra. When you say Hare Ram, the certainty that it will come, it will be effective. And I know you will come, I know you will take away. This is the one. And then, so this is the reason. This is the second reason why this mantra is so exalted. The third reason why this mantra is so exalted is because it is a 16 it has 16 syllables, or is 16 something, 16 syllables, I think so. Therefore, this Shodashatmaka mantra, it is said, Shodashatmakam, this mantra is in the form of the 16 syllables are there. And so that the number 16 is considered to be extremely auspicious in the tradition, in the Vedic tradition, in the Hindu tradition. And it is auspicious because that there is an expression, Shodashakala Purushaha. Shodashakala means the one who has 16 aspects is known to be a very complete person. A complete person is the one that has 16 aspects. And what those aspects are, we will see in the next, in the concluding talk. But then those 16 aspects means that is the nature of Bhagavan. The one that is on earth, the Bhagavan that is in the form of the human being and other beings roaming around the earth, they have only 15 aspects. So that the last one is Atma Jnanam, knowledge of the self. And so that is what separates one from Bhagavan. And so here, this is the mantra of completion. It's a prayer for the knowledge to descend into the heart. That is the third reason why this mantra is so special and so exalted. So the homework till the evening class is to chant this as many times as you can. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Take some time to work with it and to chant it and see what it is like. Because when it is chanted alone, it becomes effective. So you can please do that and see where it takes you. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you.